Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to a Battle of Bolt action. This is me, Harvey. Today we're playing the scenario Manhunt from the rules book. And we are playing Japanese versus Soviets. So we'll just give you an update on the lists, which are here. Here are my Japanese. We're playing 1,000 points, just reinforced platoons, so nothing more special than that. I've got here my first lieutenant with 2 regular men. My army is completely regular. I've got 2 suicide bombers, a light howitzer, a Horo, a sniper team, 1, 2, and 3 regular 10-man squads, all with rifles. Some of them do have cool flags, but that is just for rule of cool. Then we have the 8-man squad with a fantastic flamethrower man there who's never killed a fly. And then we've also got this fantastic 9-man squad with the 2 light mortars. And last but not least, my cool armoured car Type 87, 7 armour, double machine guns in a turret. 12 dice, 1,000 points, and we shall see what Christian is bringing.
And we start Then we start with the first one, which is the senior lieutenant. Where am I? Sorry, over there. With a submachine gun.
There he is.
And then we also do have the commissar. He's a regular, by the way. Veteran.
A veteran first lieutenant.
And then we have the commissar, who's inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
A good rule there. We do also have this regular forward observer with submachine guns.
Oh yes.
That's the HQ part, and then we do have the free company or free conscript unit of 12 with 80 grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna pronounce this one. I'm Finnish, so my Russian is a bit bad, but this is the Pielski partisan squad. They are normally good at Germans, but in this case they are fighting the Japanese. So we do have the banner, a little more Soviet feeling, and in this squad it's 20-man squad with 1 banner, light machine gun, and an NCO. They are inexperienced, of course, same with the conscripts. Then we have an inexperienced truck, and the regular 11-man SMG unit for a nice up personal combat. An anti-tank rifle squad that is regular. We also have a regular Maxim with a gun shield. And of course, to the giant of the army, we do have an IS-2 heavy tank, which is regular with no more machine guns than it has.
Good. How many dice is that?
Together, it's 10 dice and 979 points.
10 dice, right? So we'll get over to rolling to see who's attacker, defender, and then we'll decide which edge the attackers are coming on from. See you in a bit. So the roll off to see who attacks and defends. Here's my dice. A 6, a great start, and a 2. And the Japanese will be attacking today. So we'll get to deployment and we'll be back in a bit. Right, and we are back. I don't know if you can see the full kind of battlefield, but big jungle today. And Christian has set up his defending units. For those of you who don't know how Manhunt works, the target is the officer, which is this guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course.
I've got to kill him in close assault to win. If I shoot him, it's a draw. That's pretty much that's the whole story right there. Christian gets to start in this little fortification because you are allowed to start dug in, but we think it looks better with these kind of log bunkers type situations. So he's put on the board, he's started with his 20-man inexperienced squad green with the flag and the LMG. He's got his commissar to make sure that these guys do exactly as they're told. We've got the Maxim MMG, the officer as is required, and then we also have the artillery observer. I have, just scooting over slowly, decided that the units with dice are the ones that will be forming my first wave. So that will be my officer, my sniper, 2 of my 10-man rifle units, my 9-man rifle unit with 2 light mortars, and my light howitzer will be coming on. And then the rest will be in reserve, as are the rest of his Russians. Coming back to the board to look at terrain. Obviously then the bunkers give, or the logs will give hard cover, so he's in a good fortification. Then pretty much all of these kind of bushes are just sort of soft cover. You can see through them, rough terrain, basic wood kind of feeling today. We've decided though that if you are firing through 2 pieces of this type of terrain, then you can't see. So you can only see through 1 section, if you like. You can't shoot through 2. The farming, the cornfields or whatever they're going to be called, and the bushes over here, and then this as well, are being classed as dense terrain. Straightforward, pretty much. And then we've also got the houses, which are being played as houses, believe it or not. This house is a bit higher up, it's elevated, but we're not really taking that into consideration when it comes to getting into the house. And as a bit of decoration, we've put some bocage at the edge of the house, but this is more to demonstrate the fact that there are herbs growing underneath, or terrain growing underneath the houses, and it's just sort of sprattling out. You can still run in, is what I'm trying to say. And then we've also got this little hut over here, which is going to work more or less the same way as the woods. It just, you can fire and see through it, and it gives soft cover and impedes movement. Right, and Christian has decided which table edge I will be coming on from, and it will be this upper edge. So we will get on and start playing. First, we've got to do a preparatory bombardment, and then we shall have the first wave of the Japanese. Right, we are back. We've just done the preparatory bombardment, and it's not looking very good for Christian. We started with the MMG team, and the artillery missed, but we managed to put D3 pins on, and we managed to roll a 6 and get the 3 pins. The officer, the first lieutenant, only received the single pin. The commissar there, though, who is, well, no longer there, was unfortunately hit and eliminated. Then I rolled to see these guys, and I hit them again. Or no, I hit them as well, I should say. And killed a guy and scored 2 pins, but they were green. So when they lose their first casualty, they get to see if they become regular, and they failed. They rolled a 1. So we took D6 pins, and Christian unfortunately rolled a 4, and now that unit is on 6 pins, which is not the best. We did notice, though, that if he had rolled a 6 and was on 8 pins, the whole unit would have been gone. So at least it's not that bad. And then the artillery unit, they received 2 additional pins. So we'll crack on with turn 1, and we'll see how this resolves. See you in a bit. Right, we are back at the end of turn 1, and as you can see, I'm now standing on the other side of the board, as this is the side the Japanese come in from. First dice out the bag was a Japanese dice, and I brought on these fantastic light mortar team who advance into the jungle, and they shot at the no longer existing 20-man inexperienced squad, putting 2 pins on them, and they were forced to rout. Then we've had a bit of success with my cannon has come in over here, and Christian open-fired with his machine gun, passing his order check, and shot at him. We are playing a house rule today, so the MMG teams put D2 pins on instead of the normal, just the 1 pin. We want to give them a bit of a buff. The rest of my army's more or less moved in. We've got a sniper team behind the wood here, behind the jungle. We've got a 10-man rifle squad running up here. We've got my officer who ran in here. Christian then saw fit to move his first lieutenant up to the barrier with his SMG and shot, hit with both his dice, but only managed to kill the one. So now I'm down to 2 men there. Good shooting. And then I've got another 10-man regular rifle squad coming in there as well. And last but not least, we've got his artillery observer, who put down his artillery right there, which is quite close to a lot of my units. We've got the rifles, the lieutenant, grenadiers, sniper, and he might reach those as well. Remember, the Russians have got a special rule that allows them to have a larger zone of effect, so to speak. So we will roll for the artillery, and we will see what happens. So, roll for effect. We'll see if it comes in. A 4. I believe that means it does come in, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I'm going to check it quickly.
Just checking the rules very briefly to make sure, but I think that's in. So Christian should roll 2 dice now to
yes,
determine.
Exactly. It's fire for effect.
Yeah.
And 2 dice to see the distance.
So it's a 5. So that's 6 inches plus 5 inches. And that is going to be quite the business. So we're going to have quite a plastering zone there. If you want to measure that out, Christian, I'll just...
we will see.
I think that'll be pretty much my whole army taken into shot there. That'll be 11 inches. Sniper team, yep. Are they in? Yep. Officer, yep. Yep.
Squad.
Yep. Everybody except the cannon, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly.
So we will see what the effects of that are, and we'll get back. Okay, welcome back. Quite a lot has happened here during round 2, and I shall take you through it with me. First turn, we had this unit of the 10-man squad. They assaulted the MMG team. From there, the MMG team opened fired, killed 1, and then killed another in close assault, I believe. The artillery strike as well. The artillery strike went crazy. The artillery strike dealt 2-3 pins on a lot of these units, apart from the howitzer here. So that was a real pain. Then we had, like I said, these guys charged the medium machine gun team and consolidated, and Christian did have his officer there, but decided to run him all the way back and put him over there. He then decided to advance up with his observer team, and they had a shot at this unit here. He also brought on his truck, which you can see I have splendidly knocked out of action. He brought it on, and these guys just open fired on him, point blank, managed to get 8 hits, and then 2 penetrational hits, and then managed to roll a 5 and a 1, which killed it, and his unit took D6 hits, of which I rolled a 1, and didn't kill a single one of them. Then we weren't sure whether it was pins or no pins. We thought it would be D3 plus 1 pins, of which I rolled a 6, of course, and it would have been 4, but we weren't sure whether you received pins when you got out of, ruined vehicles or not. So we went for 2. So you're wondering, well, I can see 4 pins, and that is because my fantastic light howitzer over here opened fired, killed a few of them. Can't quite remember how many. There were 12 to start with, and put another 2 pins on them. Then my sniper team, I was thinking of doing something crazy, but I decided to go for a rally. They rolled a foobar, attempted to shoot my officer, failed miserably, and went down. A lazy sniper. This unit has advanced up from here. Just a straightforward advance. Hopefully, like I said, we were going to go for his officer that was there, but the officer is now over here. So that was a bit of a pain. My car, as you can see, which has been knocked out of action, drove up to shoot at these conscripts, which he did. He drove up, shot 10 dice. Did he kill one?
Yeah, he killed one.
Killed one. No result from the green test. They are still inexperienced dudes. Christian brought on his anti-tank rifle team there in the jungle, which took a nice shot at my armoured car. And he did, with some good dice rolling, he popped the turret off it and it was destroyed. Obviously there with this unit in the middle over there, Christian couldn't really ignore the shots with his tank to come on and have a great blast at that squad. Missed with the howitzer, but the MMG killed one or two dudes again. My third group of 10 came on here to try and hunt that officer. Perhaps we can get the first dice and kill him next turn, and that'll be game over. We shall see. I was thinking of bringing on my anti-tank suicide bombers from this table edge to try and get at that tank, but as the rules are, I couldn't come on from this side. I had to come on from a different side, so I chose to go down instead with the suicide men, and my Horo has gone down as well, as I didn't want to suffer the same fate as that armoured car with my Horo tank. Bit of a chicken play perhaps, but let's see if it pays off. And that is it. A very exciting turn. Lots of death, lots of carnage, plenty of pins. Lots of good fun too, I'd say. So we will be back at the end of turn 3 to show you what's going on. See you in a bit. And we are back in the jungle at the end of turn 3. I shall get my stick. Can you just pass me that one? And I shall point everything out to you guys that has happened. We'll start with the main event. The officer of the Russian Cowardly Alliance Union has run from here and into the building, being chased by this fantastic group of Japanese guys who have just run up there to follow him. We have this second unit over here who ran from over here, up here, again to try and put pressure on. We've also got the Grenadiers who were in the jungle that have moved out of the jungle after the manhunt. They also took a shot at the SMG squad, who were under quite some heavy fire. They took a shot over here as they moved then. The light mortars were out of range, unfortunately. But we managed to put a pin on. I think we killed a guy. My flamethrower team, the engineers, came on. Rolled 6 dice to shoot at 3 pluses. I rolled 5 1s and 2s and got 1 3. It's just the one hit. I managed to put a pin on, and my flamethrower missed. The sniper team has rallied. The officer team has moved across and taken a shot and killed a guy and put an additional pin on. Christian tried to activate this unit. He was hoping to do something before they got annihilated, but failed and they went down. My howitzer has just turned around. Nothing more special than that. The conscripts attempted to activate but failed. The anti-tank rifle team were put onto ambush but didn't shoot anything. And as you can see here, this beast of a piece is no more. And that is because of that tank over there. And over there's my Horo. Came on, shot a great shot at this tank and blew it up. Basically, we put 2 pins on it and we've got a glancing hit as well. We then managed to put it on fire, which gave it an additional I can't remember if it was additional 2 or additional 3 pins. I think we were on 4 pins because I think he needed a 5+ to pass the order check, and he rolled a double 6. But as he's Russian, he got to roll it again and rolled a double 4. So he was still a bit over, and it's on fire, and the crew have given up there. In the center of the board, these dudes assaulted the artillery unit and finished him off. They were no bigger deal than that. And I also moved my suicide bomber into this house there. And one of them is still on the tray because he did not want to take part. He wasn't ready to take his life today and blow up a tank in the process. And I think that concludes it. Christian and I have agreed to end the game here, as he's got one unit here on 6 pins and surrounded with a flamethrower unit and the officer and so on. He's got his conscript unit over there, but then also he's got his captain over there with 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 units ready to come and get him. So it would only be a matter of time, really. And also the Horo over there looking like a shark of a beast. So I think that concludes the battle. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that it's been entertaining enough. We've had great fun. Lots of interesting dice rolls and lots of interesting battles going on. And it was great fun to get playing again. Great fun to get all the figures out, to put the terrain out on the board. It really was a good game. So I will see if we make another one of these videos. And otherwise, till next time. Bye-bye. Hey. Welcome to a Battle of Bolt Action. This is me, Harvey. Today we're playing the scenario Manhunt from the rulesbook. And we are playing Japanese versus Soviets. So we'll just give you an update on the lists, which are here. Here are my Japanese. We're playing 1,000 points, just reinforced platoons, so nothing more special than that. I've got here my first lieutenant with 2 regular men. My army is completely regular. I've got 2 suicide bombers, a light howitzer, a Horo, a sniper team, 1, 2, and 3 regular 10-man squads, all with rifles. Some of them do have cool flags, but that is just for rule of cool. Then we have the 8-man squad with a fantastic flamethrower man there who's never killed a fly. And then we've also got this fantastic 9-man squad with the 2 light mortars. And last but not least, my cool armoured car Type 87, 7 armour, double machine guns in a turret. 12 dice, 1,000 points, and we shall see what Christian is bringing.
And we start Then we start with the first one, which is the senior lieutenant. Where am I? Sorry, over there. With a submachine gun.
There he is.
And then we also do have the commissar. He's regular, by the way. Sorry, veteran.
A veteran first lieutenant.
And then we have the commissar, who's inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good rule there. We do also have this regular forward observer with submachine guns.
Oh yes.
That's the HQ part, and then we do have the free company or free conscript unit of 12 with 80 grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna pronounce this one. I'm Finnish, so my Russian is a bit bad, but this is the Pelski partisan squad. They are normally good at Germans, but in this case they are fighting the Japanese. So we do have the banner, a little more Soviet feeling, and in this squad it's 20-man squad with 1 banner, light machine gun, and an NCO. They are inexperienced, of course, same with the conscripts. Then we have an inexperienced truck, and the regular 11-man SMG unit for a nice up personal combat. An anti-tank rifle squad that is regular. We also have a regular Maxim with a gun shield. And of course, to the giant of the army, we do have an IS-2 heavy tank, which is regular with no more machine guns than it has.
Good. How many dice is that?
Together, it's 10 dices and 979 points.
10 dice, right? So we'll get over to rolling to see who's attacker, defender, and then we'll decide which edge the attackers are coming on from. See you in a bit. So the roll off to see who attacks and defends. Here's my dice. A 6, a great start, and a 2. And the Japanese will be attacking today. So we'll get to deployment and we'll